My name is Erin Helyard and I'm Artistic Director of Pinchgut Opera. Pinchgut Opera does 17th century opera really well, and it's also one of my most favoured genres. I like it because, unlike later opera, the scores are under-prescriptive, and so they give the performers a lot of largesse to add their own contributions. Orontea displays all the wonderful conventions of Venetian opera of the 17th century. There are very strong female characters with lyric and rhetorical agency, and there's comedy mixed with tragedy. But there are musical conventions as well. These are kind of stock or standard plot or musical devices that were found in almost every 17th century opera. They had sleeping scenes or lullabies, they had love duets, they had laments, and they also had scenes where the characters actually sung or danced. Orontea was one of the most revived operas of the 17th century, and each time it was revived, the score shows markedly different adaptations for local scenarios. They changed the score completely for different singers, different orchestras, and different sensibilities. Rather than seeing that as a source of frustration, here at Pinchgut we see that as a source of inspiration and excitement. For later opera, the pathway from score to stage is more straightforward, but with opera like Orontea, this wonderful Venetian opera, that pathway is actually pregnant with possibilities to allow performers to collaborate on bringing their own contributions to maximise the expressive potential of this kind of music. As we trace the evolution from score to stage, no better scene encapsulates how different and how varied different interpretations of the one scene can be than the finale of Act 1 of this opera. And I'm really excited to work once again with Louis Hurley and Andrew O'Connor, two great friends, two wonderful artists. Both of them exhibit an enormous amount of improvisatory flair that this music demands. And so collaborating with them is an enormous privilege, and it brings this music to life as we look at the transformation from the score to the stage. Hey guys, thanks for coming in today. It's so great to do this scene. I love this Act 1 finale. It's like packed full of all these amazing conventions, but the composer and the librettists really subvert them in funny ways. I love it especially because Andrew, your character sort of breaks the fourth wall and speaks to the orchestra. And I just want to check, how do you translate this section, the bit when he talks about the harpsichord and all that?
Yeah. I've got play the harpsichord, work the bellows, play the organs, make the fife sound. The recorder, the pipe is tuning. Play the castanets, play the cittern or guitar. I want to dance.
That is a great translation, yeah, because there are all these funny little instruments. We don't know whether or not they were even in the orchestra for this opera. But the funny thing is we have them all in our production. I mean, it's not beyond reason that at the Innsbruck premiere, the court orchestra was big enough that it had organs and things like that. Anyway, I've got an idea I want to run past you after we run through the scene with the transpositions that we talked about last week. Awesome. Okay, let's go from just the top. This is scene 13.
Pur ti ritrova al fine, la regina di te con fretta chiede, su tosto verso lei moviamo il piede.
That's great.
Ella, sì. Suadis il cembalo, tu alza i mantici, toccate gli organi, si senta il piffero, s'accordi zufolo, batti le macchine, suoni la cetera, io vo ballar, suoni la cetera, io vo ballar.
And here's this cute little dance. Hey, so Andrew, what I was thinking about this scene with the little call-outs to the orchestra, you know, musicians at the time, they would have improvised all these things, because you're saying, play the harpsichord, work the bellows, play the organ. So I was wondering, maybe we could give the time to all of us to do something. So I was thinking we do 2 bars, then we'll improvise, and then I think the order should be like 2, 4, 2, 4 bars, if you see what I mean. So there's like 2... So you talk, each instrument gets like an echo.
Little call out.
And it might be a bit choppy, but let's try it. So let's just go from ella again.
Ella, 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 si, si. Suonis il cembalo.
Something like that.
Tu
That's
alzai
great.
mantici, toccate gli organi.
And then I play the organ. Something like that.
Si senta il piffero.
And then there's a recorder.
S'accordi zufolo, batti le macchine.
Something on the recorder. Here are the castanets.
Suoni
Yeah,
la
that's great.
cetera, io vo
And
banar.
then Simon on his guitar.
Suoni la cetera, io vo ballar.
Pur ti ritrova al fine, la regina di te con fretta chiede. Su, tosto verso lei, muoviamo il piede.
Ela, 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 sì, sì! Suonis il cembalo. Tu alzai i mantici, toccate gli organi. Si senta il piffero. S'accordi zufolo, batti le macchine. Suoni la cetera, io vo ballar. Suoni la cetera, io vo ballar.
I was just going to ask, how do we make this lullaby more special? Do you have any ideas? It's so amazing. What an amazing
It's
scene.
so beautiful, and it's, you know, it's that sleep scene kind of convention, but Gellone's doing it because he's drunk.
It's great.
I think like sleepy, dozy, like I think the long notes should be really long. I'll just sort of hold them as long as I can.
The final note.
Yeah, like
great.
the ease sort of each time.
Yes, that's a great
Maybe
idea.
like a drone, because then
Yeah.
it's got the yummy dissonance around it.
Amazing.
And maybe like, I don't know, Lorone or something thrown in there
That
as
is
a colour.
That's great because Laura's playing the Lorone and
Yeah.
it is the instrument for sleeping scenes,
Yeah.
for lullabies. I think that's a great idea. We could get some really great colours.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of little ornaments to maybe try as well, and take the last one as he sort of starts, I don't know, heavy and sleepy and
Yes.
low. The last one can kind of be a little bit higher up.
That's a great, like take it up the octave or at least or
Probably.
change some of the bits. That's a great idea, Andrew.
Yeah.
I love all those ideas. Do you want to just try some of
Yeah,
them?
sure.
Could we just do your last line, Louis? Vuoi ti gira a dormire from there?
Vuoi tu gire a dormire?
Beautiful.
In grembo e fiori lieto mi sto.
That's fantastic. Yeah, totally.
Fade away.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
And
in
we
his
can-
own world. Tra gratio io dormirò. In grembo e fiori lieto mi It's always a joy coming in and making music together for that first music rehearsal and tightening things. Erin's got such a clear vision of what he wants with each scene. It's great to work with Louis to find those little nuances and discover the characters. That's the way that you unfold and sort of unfurl all the secret little hidden gems inside each scene and each little moment.
I always love the starts of these rehearsals, and it's been really interesting chatting to the director, Cesti, about Tibrino. He's this young boy who's just, ready to fight and, ready to cause hell.
I'm loving how that scene is feeling with Louis. There's this subverted relationship between Gelone and Tibrino, and the musical conventions that are all there between the sleep scene and this sort of music scene.
Orontea was one of those wonderful shows where it was a confluence of one of the greatest casts I've worked with such a fantastic score that was just redolent with possibilities for our own creative input. There was not much scene change music, so I really enjoyed adding in music of other Venetian composers for dances and changes of music, and so we really enriched the fabric that was there, this quite sketchy score that has survived.